Honor 90, one of the best value for money mid-range devices that you can find on the market right now, in my opinion. There is a strong competition. We've got Pixel 7a and Galaxy A54. However, we've got 4K on the selfie here and some other pretty cool features that you will not find on other devices. However, there's also option to pick different filters, such as this one, or even black and white. But I'm going to take some selfies now. It's great because we have a 1080p 60 FPS available. Sadly, you can see it's struggling with dynamic range. Unfortunately, it was okay on 4K. For some reason, it's not that good here. But I like the stabilization. This is portrait video mode, like a bokeh effect. You can change the aperture yourself, which is really useful. Sadly, this is not available on selfie camera, so I'm using main sensor, and you can also zoom in ×2. But let's take more pictures now. By the way, if you are enjoying my content, smash that subscribe if you haven't already. Cheers. This is ultra wide angle. This is stabilization. I'm just holding this phone in my hand. No tripod, no gimbal, anything like this. And I have to say, I'm really happy about the stabilization. Now remember, there is no optical image stabilization here. Well, let's move on to the main sensor now. And it's great because we can switch between the lenses. We've got huge 200 megapixel sensor here. But I don't have any complaints about stabilization here. I'm shooting 4K 30 FPS, so there's no 60 FPS available. And let's move on to ×2. This is only digital cropping, but the quality is doing it pretty okay because again of that 200 megapixel. Now I just switched to noise reduction on. So it will be interesting to see if you can see any difference actually. Now what I've noticed now, that I can switch during recording between a selfie camera and the rear cameras, which I think it's a pretty useful feature, which was only available on Samsung devices. So I'm really like the Honor actually implemented that in there. Now this is selfie and the quality, quality looks okay, but I believe this is only 1080p. But stabilization is not the greatest either. But you let me know, what do you think? I have to say guys, I'm so impressed with those features. This is HDR video and it's great because it's actually a 4K. Now the stabilization not the greatest, so you have to stay still. But what's great, even though when you zoom in into ×2, the quality is still pretty good thanks to that 200 megapixel sensor. But I'm gonna take some portrait photography now. Video mode is actually the same function as you can find on flagship Honor, such as Magic 4 Pro or 5 Pro. I really like this. You can zoom in, out, change the way you want the camera to be facing. So for vlogging, happy about that. This is a new feature, HDR video. I did not see this on Magic 5 Pro. So let's get a little bit closer to some leaves and have a look at the colors. And I have to say that looks really nice. Wow, I will be comparing this device with other mid-range devices such as Samsung Galaxy A54 or Xiaomi 13 Lite. So you let me know which one would you like to see first. Just here in my garden, and I will be using this super macro mode to take pictures of those grapes here. Now I need to make sure there is enough light for macro, and it's great because you can switch between ultra wide angle, main sensor, and even times 2. By the way, I don't use any external microphone, so all the footage here is actually coming from this device. I'm going to move on to some light conditions now. This is selfie at night, and I like the fact we've got that light as a background. You can probably see reflection in my glasses, so even if I'm in a dark environment, you know, you've got that extra light going into your face. So oh, that's pretty cool, but let's take some selfies down. This is ultra wide angle. Unfortunately, this sensor is pretty bad at night. Struggling with the focus, you can see. However, as soon as you move to the main sensor, you can clearly see the difference, even though there's no optical image stabilization. Quality, yeah, I'm quite happy about that. But let's take some pictures now. Now I'm using Pro Video mode, and it's great because it's available on ultra wide angle, main sensor, and you can even go times 2. And I have to say, I'm really fond of this on at 90, to be honest. You know, decent picture quality, loads of additional features, night photography, pretty cool. What do you think? You know, on the top of that, you've got that beautiful display, nice design, fast charging. So there's loads of things to like about this phone. I haven't had a chance to review the Honor 70, but I did the 50 real world camera test 2 years ago. So if you haven't had a chance to watch that video, I'll put it up here. Hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!